Hello and welcome to the show. I am Jen Crighton in for Helen Farmer today, and it's time to talk education.
This is Eye on Education on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Sponsored by Repton School, Al Barsha. Exemplary British education for ages 3 to 18, where ambition is nurtured and potential is unlocked.
And specifically this hour, we are talking teens and career choices, because one of the UAE's most influential business leaders, Khalaf Al Habtoor, the founder and chairman of Al Habtoor Group, has urged schools and universities to rethink how they prepare young people for the world of work. He said this week that students need hand-on work experience long before they graduate, arguing that academic study alone isn't enough for the modern workplace. But where are the opportunities, and how can we ensure that our kids are getting access to them before they make critical decisions about their careers? I am joined today by Audrey Hamitner. She is the founder of the Bedrock programme, which helps teens and young adults find career clarity and confidence. She also works with ADEC through in Abu Dhabi, so she is a wealth of knowledge in this space. And if you do have an older child who is making career decisions or still to make those career decisions, you can send your questions in 4001 on the text, 04871 5500 on WhatsApp. Audrey, hello, how are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. I wonder, you've been working in this space for quite some time. When you hear someone like Khalaf Al Habtoor talking about this, talking about the benefits of having real world education, real world experience before you enter the workforce, how does that make you feel to see it being discussed at that level?
I think it's a really good thing. As you can tell from my accent, I was raised in Canada, and we start working at the age of 15, 16, right? We start with the typical fast food company, or I had a paper route. So I got up at 4 a.m. and put the papers on my bicycle and delivered them. And that type of experience takes you further than your typical academics. It teaches you grit. It teaches you timeliness. It teaches you how to be on time, how to appreciate the value of the money that you earn or that your parents earn.
Yeah.
And I know that it will take a while for the UAE to get here, only because it's not a cultural norm for Emiratis to send their children at the ages of 15 and 16 off to work for someone else. I had a babysitting role when I was younger as well. I'm the oldest of 7, so the neighbors all knew I knew how to take care of young people. So they were happy to pay me to spend 4, 5, 6 hours in the evening looking after young children while they were out. All of these things build confidence. And it's the confidence, I think, that a lot of young people that I've worked with miss. When they graduate. You know, they go off to university, they're really well educated in terms of academics, but they're afraid. They're afraid to put their CV out. They're afraid to interview. They don't know how to feel comfortable in a setting with adults that are not their parents or a teacher or an educator. And even just the difference in where you sit from a hierarchy perspective. It all can feel quite unsettling and unnerving, and sometimes that stops young people from performing at their best.
And there's an independence to it too, isn't there? Like you and I was 14 when I had my first part-time job. And, I remember my dad I look back on it now and I think they really did me a favour, because he would set an alarm really early on the weekend when I'm sure he just wanted to sleep in. And he'd drive me for 30 minutes to my part-time job, and then he would drive back and collect me again at the end of my shift. And it was actually probably a lot of hassle for my parents for me to earn the equivalent of 80 dirhams or something in a day. And I look at it now and I think, actually, they weren't doing that so that I had pocket money. They were doing that because then I was out in the world learning how I speak to people in a professional environment and what it looks like to take money and to be in customer service and to have a boss and sometimes do things wrong and maybe get corrected, and all of these things that don't happen in a school environment. And it's quite hard to consider raising children and not giving them that opportunity, isn't it? And it's quite hard to put it into a sort of tangible one single benefit. It's just the overarching experience of it for children is so beneficial.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Education takes you only so far. And the interesting part is when I think back to my experience, the different roles I had throughout high school and then in college and university, I was able to apply certain aspects of what I was learning to my daily life. And then it became much more meaningful, those math classes.
Yeah.
Right? The English classes, when I started writing emails. I mean, I'm of a different generation. We typed letters. And, but all of these things show why we're learning the things we're learning, right? And gives the type of context that delivers confidence. And that's what a lot of students are missing.
And so what are the challenges of that then for our young people when they go out, maybe to university or after university, to the workplace, or even when it comes to picking exam subjects to then pick university? You know, if you go backwards through these things, they start making decisions about their future life really quite young. And what's the challenge of doing that if you haven't been able to get out into the real world and actually kind of try things on for size?
It's a good question. And the core work that I do and those in my company, it starts with helping them understand what's important to them. Where do their values lie? And why are they looking at the particular roles they're looking at? What are the things that they want to either influence or get out of the work that they're doing? And that's really important because that helps set the stage for realizing, oh, I don't want a desk job. Oh, sitting in an office sounds exciting and I'll make a lot of money, but that's boring. I need to get out and I need to move. And I remember when I was 17 and I got my role as a camp counselor in the woods with the little, we called them chips. They were 7 and 8 year olds. And I was responsible for 20 children. There were no other adults that were responsible for these children. I took them to their lessons. I was responsible for their health and safety, mailing letters for them, receiving mail. I was that guardian. And it sounds trivial for an adult, but at that age, I felt so empowered.
Yeah.
And I think it really did help shape the person that I am now. You know, that person who can stand in front of a crowd and deliver a speech, someone who can sit down in a boardroom and actually converse with executives and feel confident that I know what I'm talking about. Even when I had first started off in my job and I wanted to take on projects that people didn't think I was, fit for, maybe because I was the newbie, I had the confidence to say, actually, can I put my hand up? I'd really like to be a part of this, and here's why. Here's what I can contribute. If young people don't have the opportunities to identify how they can contribute, what they're actually good at versus what they think they're good at, what they need to work on in order to get to the next level. If they can't envision what their life could be like doing that job that they had no idea even existed, then we're taking something away from them.
It's so true. We're going to get into next how we can actually help our kids and teens in this space, how we can help them identify those skills where there might be opportunities that we're missing for them to get a bit of real world experience. Audrey's staying with me, so if you've got any questions for her, you can get them in on 4001. Right now, though, we're going to take a quick look at the roads.
Dubai Eye 103.8 traffic.
Sponsored by Yas Island Abu Dhabi. Stay at iconic hotels and play at record-breaking theme parks. Book now on yasisland.com.
How's it looking, Milani?
Hello everyone, Jen. It's getting busier this hour. There are 2 accidents on Hessa Street. This is heading towards Jebel Ali Racecourse. So this is opposite of Jumeirah Village Circle, JVC. There's also another accident on the E44 Al Khail Road. This is northbound heading towards Dubai Design District. And the E311 traffic between Sharjah and Dubai getting busier this hour. There's also one accident around Muhaisna 3 that is southbound traffic, and on the opposite direction there is also one crash there. This is around Al Qusais area in Dubai. If you want to add anything else, text us on 4001. Please drive safely.
Thanks, Milani.
This is Dubai Eye 103.8.
And as Milani says, please do drive safely. We've seen a lot of accidents recently with people on their phones or driving too close to the cars in front of them. If you are going to messages, do stop the car before you do. Thank you.
More of Afternoons with Helen Farmer is coming up next.
On the UAE's #1